If you want to start vlogging your life in 2026, but you don't know where to start, this video is all you will need. I'm going to show you exactly how I plan, film, and edit vlogs, and actually make them cinematic, even if you're a complete beginner. Hey guys, welcome back. I'm actually filming for another video as I'm speaking to you guys, and I thought to myself, why don't I just take you guys along and show you what my creator workflow looks like? Because I know a lot of you guys are aspiring content creators, or maybe you already have a YouTube channel, but you don't quite know how to plan, film, or edit vlogs. And if that's the case, you're in the right place because I'm going to be sharing everything I've learned since I started this YouTube channel. But first, a little background on why I started YouTube. Ever since I was little, I've been passionate about creating and filming videos. My first YouTube account was made in 2018, where I filmed and edited everything on my old iPad mini. And then in 2021, I had another YouTube channel that actually reached 30,000 subscribers. But on that account, I posted Roblox edits, and eventually I outgrew that. Back in December of 2021, I started this YouTube account with 0 subscribers and no clue what I was doing. Now fast forward to today, I've built an amazing community of over 32,000 people, and I've learned a lot about how to create quality videos that people actually want to watch. So in today's video, I'm going to be teaching you everything I've learned about how to become a successful content creator in 2026, from planning, filming, and editing cinematic vlogs. Okay guys, before you start filming, the first step is to actually plan your video. And this is more important than you may think. You want to think about what your video will be about, what you're going to show in the video, and who you're making the video for. I do this by brainstorming a list of ideas on a piece of paper and looking on YouTube for inspiration. I found that my best videos have come from ones made for a specific audience. For example, my 75 hard videos appeal to people doing 75 hard or interested in doing 75 hard. 16-year-old diaries appeal to other teenage girls. This works because it gives the algorithm a clear idea of who to push your video out to, and it makes someone interested in that topic more likely to click. This is especially important as a newer creator, so I'm going to take you guys along with me and show you exactly how I do this. Okay guys, I just finished writing down a list of ideas. As you guys saw, I was on YouTube looking at other creators. But this week my vlog is going to be about buying my dream MacBook and kind of showing how I paid for it, the unboxing, and setting it up. So now that I have my idea, the next step is to make an outline, kind of planning what I want to show in the video, different shots I'm gonna get. So let's do it. Okay guys, it's around 11 a.m. now, and I just finished making my script. It took about an hour, which isn't that bad. A really important thing I like to keep in mind when I actually start filming is that I don't have to follow this outline to a T, because things are bound to change while I'm filming. Maybe I'll come up with a better idea, or I want to shift around the flow of the video. Really, the outline is just supposed to give you a rough idea of what you want to include in your video and what you want your video to really be about. And another really important thing, when you're actually filming, you don't want to read off a script, because then it's not going to sound natural. In my outlines, I like to write an idea of what I could say, but when I'm actually filming, I never read off of it. I kind of just have it in the back of my mind, but when I'm actually filming, I just say whatever I'm thinking of in the moment. But now that I have my rough outline, sometimes I like to go into Claude or ChatGPT to refine it even further. Claude and ChatGPT are really good at making it more organized, but this is optional. You don't have to do this. It's kind of extra, if I'm being honest. Okay, so this is what my outline is looking like now. All I had Claude do was organize it. It didn't change anything about what I'm actually saying in the video or the overall structure. And this is the before. As you can see, this version is a lot more organized and it looks a lot better. Hey guys, it's the next day now, around 8 a.m. I'm now going to move on to filming. I decided to wait until the next day to start filming because I have a loud family, and for this video specifically, I need to get like the ASMR sounds when I'm unboxing, and I obviously don't want background noise when I'm doing that. I use my iPhone 16 Pro to film everything. You do not need a fancy camera, especially as a new creator. Instead, I would invest that money into a good editing app, which we will get to in a minute. So delete that expensive camera from your Amazon cart. Trust me, your phone is all you'll need. Let's get started. Hey guys, welcome back. Today's video is really exciting, so without further ado, let's get started. When you're filming, try to get a variety of different shots, including close-ups, B-roll, talking to the camera. I really recommend filming in natural light, especially if you don't have a ring light. Also, use the back of your camera as much as possible since the quality is way better. And get more footage than you'll think you'll need, so you'll have lots of options during editing. Now that it's unboxed, I'm gonna make it look more aesthetic. Okay guys, it's now time to move on to the part where you get to make your video come to life, editing. This may seem like the overwhelming part, but I'm gonna break down exactly how I edit from start to finish, and I promise it gets a lot easier with practice. And I'm also gonna be giving you all my tips and tricks to make editing smoother and easier. So let's get started. Okay, the first thing I do is airdrop all my footage from my iPhone to my MacBook. You can send it to whatever device you're editing on. And if you're using a camera, then obviously get all your footage off your SD card. So I'm gonna airdrop everything really quickly and then get back to you guys. Okay guys, now that all my footage is airdropped onto my MacBook, I'm gonna start editing. So I'm gonna hit create project and then import all of my footage. I organized everything into a folder, which makes it easier to find when you start editing. So to get your footage from your folder to your timeline, just drag and drop. So I'm gonna do this for all of my footage and I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, now that I have all my footage onto my timeline, the first thing I like to do is go through all of it and decide what I wanna keep and what I want to delete. I like to remove any parts where I messed up, awkward pauses, moments where I'm not in the frame, really anything I don't want in my final video. And then for B-roll, I don't keep the same angle for more than 1 to 3 seconds. That's why I get a lot of different angles when I'm filming. So if we go to the end of my timeline, we can see that I have a lot of B-roll here when I'm setting up my MacBook. And obviously I don't want each clip to be this long. So I'm gonna move my splicer and then click the little scissor to split, and then delete what you don't want. So I'm gonna keep this clip around this long, and I can also adjust it later if I decide I wanted to make it shorter or longer. Okay, so I'm gonna go through all my footage and cut it down a bit, and I'll see you guys in a second. Okay guys, I'm back now, and I just finished cutting the B-roll at the end of my video. As you can see, my video is a lot shorter now. Before it was 20 minutes, now it's only 11 minutes. So that just goes to show how long my B-roll footage was. Okay, so the vlog I'm editing right now has a lot of talking parts, and one thing about me is that I mess up a lot when I'm speaking to the camera. But in Filmora, there's this really cool tool that you can use that makes cutting your videos so much quicker. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do that really quickly. So go back to the home page, and then you see the recommended tab. You're gonna wanna click AI text-based editing, and then select one of your talking clips, maybe one where you messed up a lot. Now that you selected your clip, this little pop-up will show up. So you're basically gonna choose the language that your video is in. So I'm gonna select English, and then hit generate, and then wait for it to load. Okay, now that it's done loading, it's gonna translate all of your talking parts in your video and kind of show you where you messed up and where there's any pauses. So you can go through that and delete any silent parts. So you highlight it and then you can delete, and then it deletes it from your timeline. And then there's also an option to delete all silent clips. You see, now it's a lot shorter. And you can see in the beginning, I messed up a lot, but using this tool, you can literally just highlight it and delete it. Like, isn't that so efficient? Once you're satisfied with your cut, you can hit export the timeline, and then it's gonna export your edited version to your timeline. Okay, now that I showed you guys how to use that feature, let's go back to my other project. Okay guys, it's a bit later now, but I just finished cutting my video, and now you can see it's a lot shorter. It's 1 minute and 47 seconds compared to 20 minutes in the beginning. But now that I have all my rough cuts done, the next step is to add music and make it more engaging. I like to pick my music based on the vibe I'm going for. So if I want something more upbeat, then I'll obviously go for a more upbeat song. But typically for my vlogs, I like something more chill. So I think I'm gonna look for jazz. Let's see what pops up. Ooh, I kind of like that. I also like that. See, there's so many good options. So I think I like this one the most, so I'm gonna drag and drop it into my timeline. Okay, so any parts where I'm talking, I like to lower the volume of the music. You can do this by dragging it down, or you could double click on it and then adjust the volume here. I think that's about good. And then I also like to use the fade in and fade out feature to make it more seamless. So I'm gonna adjust this here. Sometimes the music's a bit too quiet, so I actually can adjust it and make it louder over the B-roll clips. But one thing I wanna be careful is not to have any yellow showing, because then it's gonna make your audio glitchy. So I think that volume is good. So right here where I'm talking, I'm gonna cut it again. Okay, now that I showed you guys how to do that, I'm gonna do it for the rest of my footage, and I'll see you guys in a second. Okay guys, now that I'm done adjusting my music, the next step is to add my text. Something I love about Filmora is their auto caption feature. So instead of manually typing each word, their AI will do it automatically, which is so cool. Okay, so go to titles, and then AI caption. They have 3 different options: speech to text, AI translation, and dynamic caption. So speech to text translates when you're talking to text. AI translation can translate the audio to a different language. And then dynamic captions can change the size or color of a text when it's spoken. This is a fun and easy way to translate what you're saying to text.
Y este es un ejemplo de la traducción de IA traduciéndola a otro idioma.
And then dynamic captions can emphasize a certain text. Okay guys, now it's time for my favorite part. This is where your style and personality will really really shine in your vlog. So when I'm editing, I'll often add a text in the corner saying what I'm doing. So I'm doing an unboxing in this video, so I'm gonna add the word unboxing. So in this first clip, I'm saying, now that I have the box, it's time for an unboxing. And when I say unboxing, I'm gonna add a little title saying unboxing just to make it more engaging. So I can drag and drop that here and then double click it and then write the word unboxing. And there's a lot of different font options in Filmora. I personally like this one. And then you can also change the color. I think I'm gonna do like a pink, and then you can change the size as well. And there's a lot of different preset options, but I like to scroll down and find shadow and then add a little black shadow just to make it stand out more. And you can adjust the opacity, the blur, and the distance. I think I like how that looks. And then they have a lot of different animation options. I'm gonna show you one of my favorite ones. So go to loop and then hit motion, and it's called text loop shaking. I think it makes it look really cool. And then you can also adjust the speed. You see, it just looks so cool. And then I'm gonna match the text to when I'm saying unboxing. Cut it there. Let's see. You see, that's just so, sorry, I'm like obsessing over this. And then when I'm actually doing my unboxing, I don't know if this is a little like too much, but I'm gonna add another text saying unboxing and just add it in the corner there. You can actually copy and paste, which makes it a lot easier compared to just adding another title and having to go through the whole adding the shadow and font again. So just hit Command C and then Command V. I think I'm gonna add it there. I think that looks better. So I think I'm gonna end the text there. So really I'm just playing around with it. Later on when I'm editing, I might decide to change it, but for now I'm gonna keep it there. Okay, another thing, whenever I add a text, I like to add a sound effect to pair with it. So you can go into audio and then go to sound effects, and they have a lot of different sound effect options. I usually go for a pop or a click when I'm adding a text. So I think I'm gonna add this mouth pop. You see, editing's just really about experimenting and trial and error, just kind of figuring out your style, what you like, etc. Okay, so in this clip, I say, and there's another box, and I think it would be really cool to add text for each word. I'll show you what I mean. I think by doing this, it makes it more engaging. In my editing style, personally, I add a lot of text. And then this moment where I'm silent and I look at the box, I think it would be really cool to kind of zoom it out and add like a sound effect to it. So you can add a keyframe here at the beginning of your clip, and then go to the end and add another keyframe. And then you can adjust the width and the height. So you see, it does a little zoom out there. And then now I'm gonna add my sound effect. I'm gonna look up awkward, or that sounds good. You see, it just makes it more engaging. Okay, and where I say another box, I think it would be really funny to add a little animation to it. And I actually want to add an emoji. Okay, so I'm gonna add that same animation I used earlier. Now watch. Times a box, another box. Okay, another thing I like to do to kind of add some personality into it is add like a funny meme or GIF when I do something funny in the video. So I have this shocked cat GIF thingy that I'm gonna add in. Obviously, I don't want it to be that size, so I'm gonna adjust it. And then I'm also going to adjust the opacity because I don't want it to fully cover my face. Okay guys, from the part where I say I'm in love to it's time to unbox the Apple box, I'm gonna add a little sound effect to make it transition better. So you could add a pop, a swoosh, a click. For this, I think I'm gonna do a click. Okay, I think I like this click here. And then over here where I say aesthetic ASMR, I'm gonna do another little text. But I think I'm actually gonna change the color of this one to like a buttery yellow. And then instead of having it in the middle, I'm gonna move it to the side. Okay, so where it transitions from aesthetic ASMR to unboxing the Apple box, I'm gonna add a little transition. So in Filmora, you can go to transitions and they have a lot of different options. So we're gonna look through some of them and see what I like. So again, to get it onto your timeline, just drag and drop and then hold down on your trackpad or your mouse, and then you can adjust the length of it. I think I'm gonna look for like some sort of like glare. Okay, I think I like that one the best. And then when I add a transition like that, I always like to add a whoosh or a swoosh, whatever you call it. So I think I'm gonna add this one. I'm gonna go ahead and edit the rest of my timeline and I'll get back to you guys in a second for the next step. Okay guys, I finished adding my text, sound effects, overlays, etc. I'm really liking how it looks. Now it's time for the part I feel like most people skip, color grading. This takes your video from bland to actually cinematic. Okay, so double click on the first clip in your timeline and then go to the end of your timeline and shift click. And now everything's gonna be highlighted. So go over to the color tab and then you have a lot of different options for color grading. So your basic tab is just your normal temperature, tint, saturation, etc. So I like to use the LUT feature in Filmora, which makes color grading so easy. So they have a lot of different presets you can choose from. I'm just gonna find one I like. And really depending on the lighting in your clip, some presets might look better than others. So pick the one that looks best for your clip. And then you can also adjust the strength. So I think I like that one. And now I'm just going to adjust the strength to where I like it. I think around there is good. And then you can also protect your skin tone. You see, it just made my clip so much more vibrant. Like before it was kind of looking bland, but now it looks better. Okay, this next part of that I'm going to show you guys is really fun. So head over to the HSL tab, and here you can adjust your individual colors. So you see in this clip, there's a lot of blue on my screen. Now, if I want to, I can change that color. So if I drag it all the way up, it kind of makes it like a darker blue. If I drag it all the way down, it makes it more teal. So you can play around with that and change the colors. And you can also change the saturation if you want to make it more saturated, or the luminance if you want to make it more glowy or less glowy. So I think I want to make it darker blue. And you can see in this clip, this is what it was looking like before. And then this is after you use HSL. I just think this is so cool. And obviously I want it to match in all of the clips. So I'm gonna select all the clips where you can see the blue on my screen and then change the color to dark blue. And now it's all the same shade. I just think this is such a fun feature you can play around with to make editing more fun. And if you don't like the color of something in your video, you have the option to change it. Okay, another thing I wanna show you guys really quickly with color grading. So let me select all my clips again. Okay, so if you go to the very end, it says HDR. And this is where you can get advanced with your color grading. Basically here, you can adjust your shadows and your highlights without messing up the entire video. You don't need to master these right away. Honestly, I haven't mastered them either. LUT presets alone will get you that cinematic look, but these are amazing features to learn how to use once you get more comfortable with editing. Okay, now for one of the most important parts, your thumbnail. This is what someone sees on their homepage before they decide to click on your video, so you want to make sure it's really good. And you can actually make your thumbnail right in Filmora. I love how I can just do everything in one app. It makes it a lot easier. So to make your thumbnail in Filmora, go over to export, and then you see the little thumbnail option here. You're gonna wanna hit edit, and then find the frame that you want. This is what I want because I'm smiling and I have the MacBook box. So Filmora is gonna automatically generate some AI options that you can choose from. And they also have a bunch of different templates you can choose from. And then you can also adjust the fonts, color, etc. I kind of like how that one looks, if I'm being honest. And then I think I'm gonna change it to like a pink color and then also add a shadow so it stands out more. Okay, I like how that's looking so far. And then I'm also gonna add some smaller text. Maybe I'll put M5 chip because that's the MacBook I got. Okay, so this is what it's looking like so far. I may go back later when I'm done editing my entire video and change it up a bit, but I'm happy with how it's looking right now. So I'm gonna hit save, and then it saves your thumbnail right there. And if you actually wanna save it to your computer, you can hit export to local. Now that I finished my thumbnail, I like to do one last look through of all the footage on my timeline to catch any clips that look soft or don't match. These two clips here were filmed on different iPhones, and as you can see, the second clip is a bit softer. It doesn't quite match the first clip. Instead of cutting or refilming this angle, I used Filmora's AI Video Enhancer. So I could double click this clip and then find AI Video Enhancer. They have 4 different options here, but I'm just gonna choose the standard AI Enhance mode because I just want a light clarity boost. So I'm gonna select the standard and then hit generate. Now both of the angles feel like they came from the same camera. Let me play this clip to show you the difference. As you can see, the quality in the second clip looks less soft now. And here's the before and after. They also have different models that you could choose from. For example, AI Night View could be used for night clips that have grainy quality. Or you can use Generative Enhance if a clip needs a bigger quality boost. I don't enhance everything. I just pick 1 or 2 clips that are important to the video but maybe need a slight boost. And this feature is really good at doing that. Yay, it's finally time for the final part, exporting the video. So I personally like to export it in MP4 format, and then the resolution, I usually pick this one. And then the quality, I'm gonna go high. And obviously, the higher quality your video is, the more storage it's gonna take up, so also keep that in mind. So now I can hit export. Okay, I'm gonna wait for this to export and I'll get back to you guys in a second. Okay, it's time to play it. Now that I have the box, it's time for an unboxing. And it's another box. Time to unbox another box. I wonder what's in this box. Oh my goodness. Wow. Look at this masterpiece. I am in love. Okay guys, now it's time to actually open the Apple box. So let's do some aesthetic ASMR. Okay, now that I got the little sticky things off, before I open it, I got the 14-inch MacBook Pro with the M5 chip, 24 gigabytes of memory, and 1 terabyte of storage. So this is definitely going to be a great upgrade, and it's going to make editing so much faster. Okay, let's open it. Ooh, I like that transition, the little star. So satisfying. And hello. The color change. Saying hello in different languages, but it looks so good. This is what it looks like outside, and it says MacBook Pro on the bottom. It comes with a charger, obviously. Got the brick. I think that's it. Oh wait, no. What's this? Got a little piece of paper, all the features on the MacBook. And there we go. I think it turned out so good. I love the color grading, the text, the sound effects, the transitions, everything. And I only edited the unboxing part of my video. I'm gonna edit the rest of it later. And when you guys go to edit, obviously you're going to edit all of your footage. But yeah, I'm very happy with how it turned out. If you're an aspiring content creator, or if you already have a channel, just know that you definitely don't need fancy equipment to get started. I literally started with a phone and a dream. I think the biggest thing is just consistency and trying to get better with every single upload. I mean, if you go back to my oldest videos on this channel, you will see that I have definitely improved, and you will too with practice. Editing is really where everything comes together, and it's where you actually get to make your videos engaging for whoever's watching, so that's why it's really important. I love Filmora because it's great if you're a beginner or if you already have experience, so if you guys want to check it out, it's linked in my description and my pinned comment. And guys, don't give up even if it feels hard. I promise if you're consistent, you will improve and see results. If you guys have any questions, drop them in the comments and I'll do my best to answer. I hope you guys enjoyed watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys!